Starting. Yeah. So morning everyone. So like we discussed about the client creation logical systems, right? So logical system is very important for the each client. Suppose in one system, how many clients you are going to create? So that each client you need to define the logical system. Why? Because we have only one database, multiple clients. Then how can we segregate the client-wise data? Client-wise data. How can we separate it, right? So by defining the logical system, we will come to know, our system will come to know, okay, this data is related to this client, something like that, right? So that's the reason we need the logical system client creation. Yesterday we have done it. Then what next after the client creation? You done the client creation, now. So let's log into the system and see how many clients we have created in the system, right? So someone log the DDS user. Okay, if you go to the SCC4, here we can see, okay, only one person created the client yesterday. That is the 108 development client. So he created, right? So then after that, what? I think remaining people, they have not created. Is it correct? So no one
No, I
practicing.
created one.
Okay, which you created?
456 in client number.
Okay, in where? In ECP?
ECP, I think.
Okay, 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 that's
108,
fine
it's
then.
108.
Okay, okay, good, good. Okay, that's fine. So then after that, what? Is it done? Client administration? Not yet, right? So what next? So you done the client creation. So you done the client in one system, in suppose like NWD. Here we have the two clients, so 000, 001, and also you created the one new client that is called the, so suppose like 100 or 400 client you created. Fine. So but here we have the data, the 000 we have the data, 001 we have the data, master data. As of now we done everything in the 000 and 001. Recently you created the data 100 client, but there is no data in the 100 client. Why? Because by default installation, by default client, we will get the default SAP data. But here in 100 client you created, there is no data. There is no data with the zero size. So there is no data here. So then how can I get the data here? Suppose as of now in 000 when I created, maybe 1 month time I wasted in creation of the data. Again, do I need to create the data in the same to 100 client? So it's not required, because if you have data in the one client, you can copy the data from one client to another client. You can copy the data. So that is called the client copy. So in the client administration, we have one more topic called the client copies. Client copies. So there are the three types of client copies in the system. SAP introduced this functionality. If you have already data in one client, you can copy to other client as well. Suppose take example, outside example. So in my mobile, in the downloads, I have one movie is there. I want to copy this movie from my downloads folders to my documents folder. Then copy, paste, right? I can do that one. Or I have in mobile phone, I have one movie is there, and I want my mobile phone movie to, so your mobile phone, right? Then I can also copy to two mobiles, right? Between two mobiles, copying the data from one mobile to another mobile. So these are the features are available. So that's why SAP introduced the client copy concept, which means copying the data from one client to another client. So how we want to copy? Like within the system only, one client to another client, that is called the local client copy. Or if you want to between the two systems, you can copy, like that is called the remote client copy. So the third one is called the client export and client import. That is called the type number 3. So we have 3 types of client copies. One is the local client copy. Locally, you can copy the data from one client to another client, any client to any client. Suppose, take one more example. So local client copy. Local means, suppose if I talk about the definition wise, within the system, within the NWD system, within the Hyderabad, so copying the data from LB Nagar to Miapur, copying the transferring the data from LB Nagar to Miapur, within the system, copying the data from one client to another client, or vice versa, or 100 client to 001. This is called the local client copy. Now you got it. What is meant by local client copy? Locally copying the data from one client to another client is called the local client copy. Okay, local client copy. So locally you are copying. So in this case, how can we do that one? We need to use the transaction code is SCCL is the transaction code to perform the local client copy, right? You can go to the SCCL. Sir, how can I go that one? Why? Because so I have created the new client. Then okay, I created the new client. Then how can I log into the newly created client? So to log into the newly created client, you need to suppose 100 client you created, right? Then how can I log in, sir? What is the user ID? What is the password I need to use it, sir, here? Why? Because if it is a SAP default clients, we will get the default user ID, default passwords, DDIC, SAP star passwords, and also the passwords which we given during the installation. Those passwords we can put here. But now, sir, what user ID I have to use it? What password do I have to give it? Why? Because there is no data. You just created the client. Will my DDIC work? No. What will happen here? Will my DDIC work? No. Then which user password I have to use it? So then how can I log in here? So for this one, there is a one interlinked topic is called the so profile and parameters. Profiles and parameters. So in this concept, so here to log into the newly created client, to log into the to log into the so newly created client, so we need to set we need to activate the emergency user one we need to activate the SAP star user. We have to activate it. How can I activate it? By changing the one parameters. Now we should know about the what are these parameters and profiles concept in SAP. In SAP, when you are okay, you can just leave it just to pass on the client copy, local client copy topic. Why? Because to perform the client copy, you need to log into the target client. But which user I need to use it here? Which user I have to use it here? Right? We are not sure. Then in this case, for any newly created client, to log into the newly created client, you need to activate the SAP star user. If the password is the pass, you need to activate. That is the default password. Pass. You have to use it. So how can I use that one? To do this one, you need to change the one parameter. Sir, what is again this parameter concept? So that's why I told you one interlinked topic is called the profiles and parameters concept. So what is this profiles and parameters means? So in SAP, after the installation, you will get the default configuration, right? Default work process, default client, default configuration. But default configuration. After the installation, default everything you will get the default. But you want to install that one, you want to increase that process. How can we do that one? By changing the parameters in SAP. In SAP level, you have to change the parameters, which is like configuration. You have to change it. How to change the configuration in SAP? So you need to adjust the parameters in SAP. How to do that one? So this parameters is suppose here there are the two transaction codes to changing the parameters, profile parameters. We have to use the two transaction code RZ10 and RZ11. These two are the transaction codes for the changing the profile parameters. Sir, why two? One is enough, right? Yes, one is enough. So, but here we have one is the static parameters. So all static parameters we have to change in so RZ10. Then we have to restart the system, right? What about the dynamics? This is the dynamic parameters. So all dynamic parameters we can change, but you no need to restart the system. You no need to restart the system. This will affect immediately. This will affect immediately, which means you no need to restart it. If you change the parameters in RZ11, if it is the changeable, then you no need to restart the system. It will affect immediately. Suppose I am in the, suppose I have to go to the 001 client, right? Maybe DDIC user, maybe go to the password here. Then, so what is the transaction code I have to use it here? Then I have to use the RZ10. So go to the RZ10. Here you see the profiles, but no profiles found. Go to utilities. One time we have to do the off active servers, which means we can profiles will come to SAP level, from OS level to SAP level. After the installation, we need to import the profiles. So that profiles I have imported now, right? So this profiles contains parameters. Actually, these parameters are available in the profiles. So in the system, maybe just confusing topic. So listen carefully. So we are discussing about the profiles and parameters concept. So these parameters are default settings and default configuration parameters are available here. So here in the profiles, these parameters are located in the profiles. But how many types of profiles we have? Here we have two types of profiles here. Two types of profiles are available. They have segregated all the parameters into the profiles. Here two types of profiles are available. One is the default profile. One is the default profiles. Second one is the instance profile. Default profile means all default parameters are located in this profile. So instance profile is instance specific. Suppose here we have ASCS instance will be created, then application server, primary application server, specific parameters are available in here. So here if you see here profile types, two types of profiles. One is the default profile and instance profile. So default means all default parameters. Suppose select the profile, go to the extend maintenance, click on the display. You can see, so all the default DB hostname, DB SID, all these are the parameter name. Those values are here. So all these values are available in the So default parameters, default profile. So we have the instance profile as well. If you go to the instance profile, click on the display. Here you also some parameter value. So rdist/wp underscore number of dialog work process 5. So number of BTC work process 3. Update 1, update 2, spool 1, spool 2, like that. The configuration is there here. I want to change the dialog work process to 6 and BTC to 4. How can I do that one? So by changing these values in the system, by changing this configuration values in the profile, we have to change it. So for this one, I went to the RZ10 instance profile, then click on the change mode. I want to change the dialog work process to 6. Now BTC to 4, I want to change it. Right, I have changed it here. Then click on the copy button. Go back, save, activate. That's it. So your value is changed. But you are changing in the RZ10. But to effect of activating this profile, you have to restart the application server, which means you need to restart this one. You need to restart this SAP NWD. You need to restart it. Currently, how many are there? Here we have updates 5, backgrounds 4, work process are there, 3 are there. So we changing to the 1 level, 1 plus. We are changing to the here, right? So we have changed here. Immediately, is it affected? No, right? It's not affected. Why? Because it's a static parameters. Static parameters are required the restart of the SAP system. Even though the changes are affecting here, but the values are not defined here, right? So that's the reason it's not affecting. But if you change this value, suppose if you restart the system NWD, if you restart the system NWD, now after the restart, you will see the dialog work process are 6 and the BTCs are 4. Why? Because I changed their values here. I changed their values here in the profiles and parameters. So that's the concept of the profiles. So if you want to change any configuration, you need to use this profiles and parameters concept. RZ10 or RZ11, you can use it. So RZ10 means static, which means you need to restart the system, then only the value will be affected. So dynamic means you no need to restart the system, immediately it will be affected. So that is the dynamic value. Now see, the SAP is starting. We can check after that whether your values are affected or not. We can check that one. So now it's connecting here. As soon as any work process come to the wait status, it will come to the here. But here we can see in the work process table, here you can see here six dialog work process here. See here 0 to 5, 6, 4 BTCs we have. So which means the configuration is saved here. The configuration is saved here. So now we can log into the system. Now we can log into the system. So we can verify how many are there now. We can verify it, or in the MMC itself we can verify it how many are there. In the MMC itself we can verify the process here. So now we got the system. Log into the DDIC user. Go to maybe so it's loading the data. Now go to the SM50. Now you can see the screen here. How many dialogues are there here? How many BTs are there? 6 and 4. Previously 5 and 3. So now how we increased this configuration batch process? Not only batch process, how we increased this configuration? By changing the parameter values. So which parameters? So if you go to the RZ10, so here the parameters are available in the profiles. So they have separated each one. Suppose if you go to the ASCS means message server, NQ server. Only the message server NQ related values are available in Yes, yes, instance. So then application server means, so our application server, we have the dialog, update, dispatcher, SAP buffers, all SAP related parameters are available in the, so this this instance profile. So default means common, all the defaults related. So all the default related parameters are available in the default parameter. So suppose you want to change some other parameters as well. Select the which parameter you want to change it. Then go to the change mode. Click on the, suppose the parameter which you are looking is not exist here. Then what you have to do? Go to the click on the create the parameter. Then search browse it. Browse the thing here. You will get the lot of parameters here. See here how many parameters are there. Suppose you want to change the logon restrictions. You want to change the some logon restrictions, login slash some parameter. You don't know full. Then maybe you can just type login star. All login parameters are available here. So you want to change the disable the multiple SAP GA logons with the same account. So suppose DDSC I am using. If you are also using the DDSC, it should log in, it should allow. So something like that. Here, this is the default part. This is a parameter. This parameter, if you change it to the 1, then it will be allowed. It will be allowed. It will be allowed here. So I changed it here. So 0 is there. I change it to the 1 boolean value. So go back again. Copy. The value is here. Go back again. Save. Activate. So 2 times copy, save, activate. You need to do that one. This is the way we need to change the profile parameter. Okay, go to the profile. Under the profile, we have the parameters are there. In case the listed parameters is not available here, the parameter which you are going to change that is not available here, then you need to go to the, so here click on the create option. If you know that parameter, directly can paste it, click on the enter, that will come. If you don't know, then you can see which parameter you want to change it. Here there is a description here. You can clearly read the description, which one you want to change it. So based on that, so you can change that parameter value. You can change that parameter value, then save. Suppose I want to change the password length. Password length I want to change. That is the login slash parameter. Minimum password is this many digits, letters, lowercase, uppercase, special characters, like that. There are no special characters here. This one I want to put one special characters in the password. Then if I type it 1, then this parameter will be activated. Then one special character should be required in the minimum. One special character is required in the system. That mandatory field I am activating. So when you reset the password, definitely you need to provide the mandatory one special characters here, right? Like that I am changing the parameters here. So where to change the parameters means these parameters are available in the profiles. These are the profiles here: default profile, ASCS profile, and instance profile. Okay, these are the 2 instances in the, when you install the SAP, where the 2 instances will be created. One is the ASCS instance, second one is the application server instance. So ASCS application server, we can see the application server related instance number profile. Select this one, go to the change mode, then you can change it. You want to change it now, you can change it. So like that we can change the parameters in SAP system, right? You can change the parameters in the SAP system. So this is the parameters and profiles concept. Sir, what is the relation between then client copies and these parameters? We can tell separately, right? Yeah, we can tell separately. As I told, it's interlinked. Why? Because to log into the newly created client, for any person, any system, to log into the newly created client, we have to change the one parameter. That is called the login slash no underscore automatic underscore SAP star no user no underscore automatic underscore SAP star parameter. We have to change it to the 0. Then the newly created So then SAP star and pass are allowed to login newly created client. So this SAP star and password is allowed to the newly created client. That's the reason. So to change this parameter, we should be aware of, right? So what is this parameters and where to change it? That's the reason we are discussed about the profiles and parameters concept. Okay. So here we have to change this value. We have to change this value. You know this value, then go to the system, then extended maintenance, click on the change mode, click on the create, then put the parameter here, then enter. So enter here. So no underscore user underscore automatic underscore SAP star parameter. So this parameter. If you don't know this parameter also, go to the browse button. Here you will get the number of things here. Maybe you can put like this. If your parameter is wrong, put star. Then you will get the things here. Maybe if the parameter is wrong, maybe no underscore. Maybe I know you know only this no underscore. Then put star, enter. Then you see the no underscore automatic underscore user SAP star. I put user here, automatic here. So my parameter wrong. That's why it's not displayed here. So you need to put this value to 0. Click on the copy, go back, copy, go back and save it, activate. So that to activate this parameter, you need to restart the system here. So definitely you need to restart the system. So if it is the same parameter, we can change in RZ11 as well. RZ11 also we can change it here. But in RZ11, so if it is the changeable in the RZ11, that is fine. So login slash no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star, right? I put this parameter value here. So if it is the 1, we change it to the 0. If any changeable option here, nothing is there, only display option is there. So display option is there. So this cannot be changed in the RZ11. So this is the static parameter. If any parameter is changeable in RZ11, then that is the dynamic parameter. So you no need to restart the system, right? Suppose, so gateway related. So some gateway related parameter. So second, there is a gateway related some parameters. Those parameters are some static parameters, dynamic parameters. Few parameters are dynamic. So how can we know which parameters are dynamic and which parameters are static? If the parameters are changeable, in this, if the parameters are changeable in in RZ11, that parameter is if the parameter is changeable in RZ11, that is the dynamic parameter. See here, it's not changeable parameter. There is no pencil option to change it. So it's not changeable here. So that means we have to change in RZ10 only. RZ10 only. We have to change this parameter. Now go back. Now there is one parameter, not this one thing. There is one gateway sekinfo parameter. That is a dynamic parameter. Just I want to show for the sekinfo parameter. So that you are easily understandable. So what is the changeable mode and no problem. We will get from the RZ11 itself we will get. So I want to show some of the parameters which are so dynamic parameters. So here we can search it out. Here while searching, if the parameter value easily changeable, so those are the so dynamic parameter. So here, so ACL, some ACL. Yes. See here GW/ACL mode is equal to, so here the value is change value to 0. Then this is the dynamic value. So this is the dynamic value. This is changed now. Immediately this is changed now. So this is changes are not permanent here. You need to, after the restart, this will be lost. So there is a difference between RZ10 and RZ11. So when you change the parameter RZ10, these are the permanent changes. These are the permanent changes. So, but we need to restart the, system to affect the changes. But in RZ11, these changes are not permanent. It's only temporary. These changes, you don't need to restart the system. So no need to restart the system. But if you restart, the changes will be lost. That is the difference. Okay. RZ10 is the static parameter. That's why we will call the one technical term is called the static parameters. Then this is called the dynamic parameter. Dynamic means immediately when you change the value in RZ11, immediately the parameter value will be affected. But if you restart the system, that whatever the you have value you changed, that will be lost, right? That will be lost. We change it to the 0. When you restart it, it will come to again 1. Why? Because these are the temporary changes when you change in the RZ11. But if you change the same value in the RZ10, those are the permanent changes. We can change it here. Okay. So now, to log in, to activate the emergency user, or because to log into the newly created client, we need to change the one parameter. We have to change it. That is called the no_automatic_user SAP star parameter. We have to change it. So we have changed that parameter now in the system. We have changed that parameter. To 0. We have changed it. Now we need to restart the system again to affect the parameter value. See here, now after the changes, whatever the value we put in the RZ11, that will be changed to the 1. Here we changed the ACL mode equals to so 0 we put, right? So now after the restart, it will come to the 1, and we can log into the newly created client with SAP star. Why? Because multiple changes we have done it. So that's why. So this will be allowed now. So now you can see here, you changed the parameter value in RZ10, you restart it. Then only after the restart only the changes will be affected. That is called the static parameter. Dynamic parameters means temporary changes only, which means if you restart, the changes will be gone. That is called the RZ11. So normally everyone, they want the parameter in the permanent value, right? That's why they will change in the RZ10 only. Okay, permanent they will change it. Restart they will perform in the weekends. Why? Because weekend there is no business, they will perform on the weekends only. So that's why we have 2 types of profiles. The parameters available in the profiles. The profiles, default profile, instance profile. So in the instance, again 2, ASS instance means message server inquiry related configuration we can change in this profile, and application server related profile we can change it to the here, right? All the parameters we can change in the PAS profile. So this is the reason here we have to change it here. See here. So now let's log in. So wait status. Now we can log into the NWD system. See here, I have restarted the system. Now, if you change the parameter value, now if we go to the SAP star with pass, this is allowed now in the system. Why? Because we have activated the user. Previously, we have not logged into the system. Now we logged into the system because so to log into the newly created client, there is a one parameter we have to change it. Login slash no underscore automatic underscore user underscore SAP star equals to 0. We have to change it 1, then we have to change it to the 0. Then SAP star with password is allowed. If you put 1, then you cannot log into the newly created client. With SAP star with pass user, you cannot do the created. Now I logged into the 100 client. Now you can see. So then is there any data? If you go to the users, is there any data now? So no data inside of the client, nothing, it's empty. No values, nothing is there. See here, 0 values found, nothing is there here. So what next now? I want to data now. So then we can copy the data from one client to another client, we can copy. That is a secondary method. But so this is the, so now to understand the profiles and parameters concept, you need to use the RZ10 and RZ11. These two are related to the profiles and parameters, right? So where these parameters located in the profiles. So in the profiles, the parameters are located. Why? Because all the parameters not in the one place. So they have separated. So for ASS related to ASS profile, then instance related instance profile, then default, all the default SID, default host, those are the default one, cannot be changed. Those are in the default profile. They have segregated the profiles like in the profiles. They have segregated the parameters in profiles. So if you change that profile, if you change the parameter in the profile, you need to restart the system. It won't affect immediately, but some parameters will be affect immediately, it will be affected. Then you need to restart the system. If you change that permanent, you need to restart the system, right? Got it? Any questions from anyone here? So simple. If I talk about the, maybe I will a few minutes, I will tell you in the Telugu. Okay, so excuse me for other guys. Okay, so basically గా మనకు సిస్టమ్ లో పారామీటర్స్ ని చేంజ్ చేసుకోవాలంటే RZ10 RZ11 లోని ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ కోడ్ లోకి వెళ్ళి చేసుకోవాలి. ఇక్కడ RZ11 లో చేసుకోవచ్చు, RZ11 లో చేసుకోవచ్చు, RZ10 లో కూడా చేసుకోవచ్చు. మరి RZ10 ఏంటిది, RZ11 ఏంటిది? RZ10 వచ్చేసి స్టాటిక్ వాల్యూ. అంటే మీరు RZ10 లో చేసుకుంటే రీస్టార్ట్ అనేది ఖచ్చితంగా చేయాల్సిందే. అది ఏ పారామీటర్ అయినా సరే రీస్టార్ట్ చేస్తేనే ఆ వాల్యూ అనేది ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుద్ది. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మీకు బ్యాక్గ్రౌండ్ వర్క్ ప్రాసెస్ 6 ఉన్నాయి, నాకు 10 కావాలి అని చేంజ్ చేసి 10 కావాలి అంటే కాదు. ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ చేంజ్ చేయాలంటే ఈ ప్రొఫైల్లో చేంజ్ చేసి దాన్ని రీస్టార్ట్ చేస్తే సిస్టమ్ని, అప్పుడు ఆ వాల్యూ ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుద్ది అనమాట. అంతేకాని సింపుల్గా అయితే కాదు. మరి కొన్ని పారామీటర్స్ చేంజ్ చేసి సేవ్ కొట్టని అమ్మటే ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతాయి. దోస్ ఆర్ ద డైనమిక్ పారామీటర్స్, those are only temporary మాత్రమే. That is called the, so those are called the dynamic parameters. Those are called the dynamic parameters. You no need to restart the system. Immediate గా ఎఫెక్ట్ అవుతాయి అన్నమాట. సో ఇది వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ అన్నమాట. ఓకే, RZ10 RZ11 ఇవి ఎందుకు మరి అంటే సిస్టమ్ లో నువ్వు ఏదన్నా కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ని చేంజ్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటే ఇక్కడ RZ10 RZ11 లోకి వచ్చి దానికి రెస్పెక్ట్ టు ఆ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ కి సంబంధించిన పారామీటర్ వాల్యూని చేంజ్ చేస్తే సరిపోతుంది, రైట్? చేంజ్ చేస్తే నీకు వాల్యూ పెరిగిపోతుంది అనమాట. అంతేకాని సో ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఎస్ఐపితో పాటు ఎస్ఐపి డిఫాల్ట్ కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ 10 వచ్చినాయి, సో మనం 10తోనే వాడుకోవాల్సిన అవసరం లా. నీకు కావాలి అనుకుంటే పెంచుకోవచ్చు, కావాలి అనుకుంటే తగ్గించుకోవచ్చు కూడా. ఎలా అంటే ఇలా కాన్ఫిగరేషన్ ద్వారా తగ్గించుకోవచ్చు. ఓకే, లెట్స్ నార్మల్ బ్యాక్ టు అవర్ క్లాస్. So during the interview point of time, they may ask you questions like, so profile types of profiles, instance profile and default profile. So what is mean by RZ10 and RZ11? RZ10 is static profile. If you change the parameter value in RZ10, you need to restart the system. If you change in RZ11, you no need to restart the system. It will be affected dynamically. That is the difference. So that is fine. Now profiles and parameters concept is clear, fine. But you told that one topic that is called the, so we created the new clients, everyone we created the new clients, then how can I log into the newly created clients are? So that's fine. So you are using the 0001 during the installation time, we have the passwords and user IDs we have, then how can I log into the newly created client? To log into the newly created client, you need to activate the one emergency user that is called the SAP star with pass is the password. You have to use it. The first time when you log into the newly created client, you need to use the SAP star with pass is the password. You have to log in. Will immediately log in? No, you need to change the one parameter value to 0. This is the parameter and this is the value. You need to change. You don't need to remember this parameter and everything. So only few are required. Why? Because here in the system, lakhs of parameters are there. So even so, maybe only robots can remember, but we are the humans, right? So only few, that is fine. The important parameters, but always all parameters are not required. But in the real time, how it will be? In the real time, you will get a requirement from SAP or your functional and development teams for changing this parameter values. Then in this case, you should be aware of where to change the parameter. They will give the parameters and change it and restart it. Then you should be aware of where to change the parameters in the real time. Then go to the RZ10, select the profile and restart it. Save it, restart it. That's it. You should be aware of where to change the parameter. You don't need to remember because lakhs of parameters are there. Then how can we remember all the lakhs of parameters? Not very possible as well. No one don't know. Only few are required in that. This is the one of the parameter. Okay. Any questions from anyone here? Is it clear, everyone?
After entering the SAP class user, then you can go for our users. You can create now.
Yes.
In our clients.
Yes. First time to log in, which user we have to use it? To create the other user also, first of all, you need to log in, right? How to log in? Then we have to activate the emergency user. So that is called this SAP star. You have to activate it. How to activate it? If I say, I system, I Google, go ahead and activate the emergency user, means it won't activate it, right? Because it's not artificial intelligence. So we need to change some configuration. What is the parameter we have to change it to activate? So this is the parameter to change it to the 0. Then after that, restart it. Then SAP star with pass are allowed, which I logged in. SAP star with pass are allowed. There is a one more client our guys are created. That is that 108, I guess. So if I go to the 108 here, SAP star with suppose I will put here DDIC instead of SAP star. I will put the DDIC. Maybe I will put our common password. Same. It won't allow. But if I put SAP star, then if I put the pass, then it will be allowed. Why? Because we have activated the emergency user. Then so though that the parameter value affected, then we are able to log into the system.
And one more thing, here we have ECC server and a NetViewer server. No? How you can differentiate it is a NetViewer and this is ECC? How we can find?
So during the installation time, you done the installation. This is the NetViewer exports. That is the ECC exports. But someone done the installation, but I don't know this is the ECC or NetViewer. How can we check? Means, as I told, I think I mentioned, if you go to the system status, every tab, if you go to system status, here the system product version is SAP NetViewer 7.5 version. Like that, you will get the data here. Like that, you will get the SAP NetWeaver release version. Every system, it is CRM, then you will see the SAP CRM, SRM, SAP SRM, SAP ECC, SAP ECC, SAP S4HANA, SAP S4HANA, SAP Fiori, SAP Fiori. All the information will be located. what is your login time, when is our system time you logged into the system, all the information will be like what is your database, and all the information you will get it here. Suppose we will log into the ECP system now. Okay, we'll log into the ECP system. See the differences here. Why? Because ECC is our ECC system. Then I can log into the sir. Here by default we have the 100 client, but when you see the difference here, we see the 001 client. So now how can I change the configuration? How can I change this configuration then? So we need to change the configuration to 100 client. By default you will get the 100 here when you log in. That you have to do. That is your assignment. Okay. Now with 100 client basis user, now I logged into the system. Now go to the system status. Every system, SAP system, if you go to the system status, you will see the what is the product you are using here. See the details. Go to the here. Go to the product version. This is the ERP EHP8 system, ECC 6.0 EHP8 system. This is the previously that is the NetWeaver system. So every system, every SAP product, the same basis related transaction codes are same. Our ways of working is same. The concepts are same in the S4HANA, ECC, BW, anywhere. But how can I know which product I am working means? Go to the system status. Simple. Then you will get the information. It's a basic question. So your assignment is our assignment is I want for NWD if I log in, I'm getting the 001 client. Now by default it should come to the 100 client now. How can I do that one? So how can I do it? By changing the parameter values, or simply you will answer it. But what is that value? I want you to configure that one. I want you to check and configure that one. That is your assignment today. And also your assignment is for today, not only this one. If it is clear, I will give the assignment.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So your assignment is first, I want default client change it to 100 client, and so dialog work process change it to the 6 are there. I want to 5, and BTC work process change it to the 4, and I want what next? I want review the school. Yeah, if you want practice that school, you can practice it. I want review the instance parameter values, and all parameter values. Just review, just cross check. So what is default? What is the parameter name? Parameter value is there. Description. Just review it. You will get to know. Okay. And also one more thing. So I will give the one new one that is called the decrease the update work process to remove the update to parameter value. This 4 you have to change it. Suppose here you can see in the system, in the system here, you have the 2 updates here. Sorry, SM50. Where can I check the work process? SM50, right? So if you go to the update SM50, here you will see the 2 updates are there. I want to please remove the update 2. You can remove it. Update 2. You can remove it. Which word? Home status. SM50. Then you will see here I have the update 2. Remove this update 2. I don't want update 2. I don't want 2 updates here. I want update 1, update 2. So remove this one and increase this 6 to 5. and this is the 4 already, make it 5 or maybe 3, that is fine. Okay, and change the default client. That is what you have to do for today's assignment. Okay, are you guys are ready, right, to do the assignment?
Yes.
Okay, so practice it, just restart it,